Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about The Drought by Amy Rich. Again, it's The Drought by Amy Rich. So in our past classes, we have talked about simile, metaphor, personification, antonyms, synonyms. We've talked about various literary devices. And today, we're going to look at this poem, The Drought. Now, according to my research, when I look at the internet, when I look at several places, it's saying this is a poem about a farm. So, how do we know that it's a male? It's the first word, he. So he says that Doxy moves among the dying plains of winter wheat and walks a sharpened pace. So, what does that mean? It means he's walking through the plains. How many of us know what the word plain means? We're not talking about plain bagel. We're talking about plains. We're not talking about the one that flies. We're talking about plains, Plains, as in land. Well, you understand that a little bit? All right. Now, he's walking at a sharpened pace. Sharpened pace. He's moving quickly. Pace. Pace is talking about how fast you're going. The pace you're walking with when you're talking about your Fitbit pace and all the other paces, not the pace that you do in your book, right? There's a pace book that my kids used to when they were going to school. I'm not talking about that pace. We're talking about speed, right? Winter wheat. If you look at the word wheat, kind of helps you with that. Winter is also season. So again, this poem is Drought. So you can read the different stanzas and stuff like that. Okay, what do I see? Do I see him describing the earth and giving it human qualities? Look at it. I think there are two lines that shows you, and I'd read all the way to the end to see if I see that. And then he has some metaphors in the rest of the poem. I didn't write the whole poem here, but I'm just trying to show you a small part of the poem. You can look it up in the textbook if you have the textbook. If you don't have the textbook, we'll have handouts for you in class. So you see what this poem is about. Everybody got that? Now, let's continue. This poem is talking about sonnets. And what is sonnet? According to all of what the textbook says, and all the other sources says, sonnet has how many lines? 14 lines. So line 1 to 14. So we may practice writing from line to 14. We write our. So what are some of the things about the sonnet that you need to know? And of course, this is from various sources. It develops a single idea. It has 3 parts that makes up a couplet. Okay, when you talk about couples, you talk about 2, but in this, okay, put on the T couplet, we talk about 3, right? So couplet has only 4 final pairs of lines, and it offers insights and changes in motion. So what have I just described to you is what they call a Shakespeare sonnet. And some things in life we're just going to have to, what, everybody? Learn it. It doesn't come to you naturally, so you have to learn. These are the parts of the Shakespeare sonnet. Now, you also have what they call an Italian sonnet. What's an Italian sonnet? Kind of the same thing, develops a single idea. But you have 8 lines where you see the idea, then you have 6 lines where you see the problem solved or the resolution. So when we talk about sonnets, how many times do we talk about in this video? 2 types, Shakespearean and we have Italian. Now, what do we know about the two when we're comparing them? They both develop a single idea. They both have lines. That's what's alike in my head. What's different? They differ in terms of how they rhyme. That's something that I've seen, reading, looking at the poem, looking at both of them. That is what I see. Now, in some of them, you're going to be able to identify syllables inside of the poems. How many syllables they have, what do they have in terms of rhythm. They also have something they call meter in these poems. So those are the things that you would have. Sonnet. So is sonnet a new term to many of us? Yes. Sonnet is new to many of us. So do we have any background knowledge? No. First time seeing it. So we're going to develop background knowledge as we go along. Everybody got that? So again, what's a sonnet? It's something that has 4 lines. What is also? It's also a poem. No, I said 4 lines. Correction, 14 lines. Now it's also a poem. It has meters or it has beats, right? Those are some things you need to know about a sonnet. Are we going to go over more as we continue analyzing some of these poetry? Yes. Some of them are going to have metaphors. Some of them are going to have similes. Some of them are going to have implied metaphor. So not only do we have regular metaphor, we also have implied metaphor. Yep. So are we going to learn it? Yes. Are we going to learn it so we can pass? Yes. Some things in life you learn it so you can pass your test and you some things you're going to learn it for. So, characteristics of sonnets. It's a form of poem, a form of poetry. And you are going to learn to write a sonnet. So sometimes you're going to freestyle, write some things that comes to your mind, but then you're going to refine it, make it better. So poetry, some things you're just going to have to learn it. All right? We're going to have to learn to compare them. We're going to have to learn to work in groups when we do sonnets in these poems. And as we learn and we grow, we have to learn what it is, how it affects us, how it makes us feel as we analyze these poetry. Everybody understand it? So what is the key takeaway I want you to get from sonnets? 14 lines. Times. It develops an idea. You may have to have some metaphors. You may have to have some sonification. When you write your own sonnets, right? So sonnets are part of learning when we're analyzing poetry. Are we going to see this again? Yes. Are we going to have to learn it? Yes. Are we going to be able to research and look it up on the internet? Yes. All things that we're going to try to do is to what? Learn to write sonnets. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for understanding. So when we check what we understanding of what we know about a sonnet, we're able to handle it when we see them in our questions, in the questions that we see on the exams, in the questions that we see everywhere. So we have to learn the different types of sonnet, and we have to know how to write a sonnet. So again, what is a sonnet? Poem. How many lines? 14 lines. And it may have a scheme or a rhyme. And you also have how many syllables? 10 syllables. So how many syllables are we looking for? 10 syllables. So some people tell us about the rhyme scheme in these sonnets. What are the rhyme schemes in these sonnets? They talk about A, B, A, C, D, C, D. Yes, we got to work them out. Now, sonnets have a turn. So first it has an idea, then it also has a resolution. Everybody understands? Yeah, it has to have a turning point. Everybody understand this a little? So sonnets, we have to practice them, look for them. So we have Shakespearean sonnets, we have Italian sonnets. Are there other types of sonnets out there? According to my research, yes. There's more than one kind of sonnet. And we're going to have to know what makes a poem a sonnet. Key, 14 lines. And it has a single issue or key. Now, this is where I'm going to stop for today. We're going to have to keep breaking this thing down more and more and understand what we're going to do. So, 14 lines. Idea, syllables. 3 things that we're looking for. Look right here. Idea, lines, and syllables. I hope that helps. I hope you heard a little bit about sonnets. Yeah, not a whole lot. Today we learned a little bit about sonnets. So as you learn in college, high school, middle school, adult education, whichever one you are, gotta learn these things. You gotta pass these language arts classes to go on to the next one. Did I have to do it? Yeah. Did I like it? Nah. Did my kids do it? Yeah. Did they like it? Nah. When we had a discussion with some of our friends, they're like, we hate these things. But hating it does not help you to learn it. You just gotta learn it and move on. Thank you again for watching, my friends. Thank you again for watching, my students. Let's learn science. Thank you. Have an awesome day and see you next class.